embezzler and no.
No, I was going to say we could go right into my story.
Dude,
Let's
do
get
it.
right into it.
Good.
Yeah. So, we're talking about prohibitions and everything like that.
Right.
I go on my rants about licensing, starting with prohibition and then granting you permission, rather than you just having the freedom. Well, back in 2013, and this is shared on Constitutional Grounds. Go there. It's the latest article we put up. It's being shared around. It was an incident that happened in 2013 in Las Vegas, Nevada. And the question we ask is it a crime to sell water from a cooler? Bottled water from a cooler? Because that's exactly what was going on. And we see pictures, and there is video on the internet of this young man being choked out, Eric Garland style. The man who was selling Lucy's. Eric Garner. Lucy's. This man was selling loose bottles of water from a $20 cooler to people in 115-degree heat in Las Vegas, Nevada.
And you checked out that water to make sure it was FDA certified.
Well, we're assuming that there was no fraud. The only thing he was arrested for was for not having his proper licensure. And that required him to pay a $50 per week license, $50 per week, as well as have a work card, whatever that is, and notify them that he would be there at least 10 days in advance.
Now, they require this of the panhandlers also? The panhandlers have to have a license?
Of peddlers, street peddlers.
So
that's the way that it's termed in Las Vegas.
What about panhandlers? They take money.
Do not know. I did not look that up.
Well, we'll find out.
Well, they're not selling a product.
They're selling mercy. Yeah, they are.
Well, but it's looked at differently.
Well, sure it is.
But
It's been defended as a free speech right.
Yeah, panhandling is.
What if this guy's selling water for non-profit?
Well, the whole point is he has a right to sell water, and you have a right to buy it from him if you so chose.
That's anarchy. Sorry. No, dang it.
Wait. Where's McQuig?
That's straight up Somalia hold'em.
And it's gonna all fall apart, right? If we just start smoking pot or cot.
Dogs and cats living together.
Well, how did this work out then? Where are we?
Well, actually, he survived his ordeal. He was not fully choked out. It is still in the courts. It has still not been resolved 6 years later.
Oh my!
And he has not
So what's
seen
the
a
end game
resolution.
on this, Oldham? We make it a capital crime to sell bootleg water. Where are we going?
Well, I mean, these two cops were putting the arm on him to over a $50 license. Not having done all the paperwork.
He's
Literally,
not
is what
committing
it
a
is.
violent crime, and they're committing violence against him.
Well, the question is, who has he hurt?
Okay.
And that's what I'm
Who
hoping
could
our
he have
listeners
hurt?
will start asking.
Let me ask this. If you cannot enforce that on this man, you really can't enforce it on any retail.
Logically.
That's the point.
Okay, so retail sales tax are unconstitutional is what you're saying.
Not a sales tax necessarily. Quite frankly, I think the enslavement of the business owners to be tax collectors for the state is a problem.
Bingo!
That's the real issue.
I want to launch on that. I'm telling you, here's what the government has set up. They've set it up so that they aren't the one chokeholding us if they can help it. They have us chokeholding each other. Because let me tell you, people in business are notoriously wimps when it comes to standing up against the government. And so the government orders them to be the tax collectors, to be the Zacchaeus of the biblical story that everybody hates.
Yes.
Right. And this is the problem. It's just like with your employer. They can't get you if you're working for yourself. You're not self-employed. You know what it's like. They're kind of at our mercy. We have to announce how much we made and pay whatever the tax is. But when you work for an employer, that employer is mandated by government that he's got to pull that tax out. Right. Never even let you see it. They have set up society to be the policeman. And it reminds me of a prophecy so that no man could buy or sell without the mark of the beast. Mm-hmm. Who enforced that? The guy selling could not sell unless you had the mark of the beast. Okay, so I'm telling you, the government is evil. Okay, sorry, I got on the rant. I couldn't help myself.
Yay!
Well, that's why people watch. They're for the rants. I wonder.